let's go to NHL, because I think we might be seeing some low-hanging fruit here. I don't know if you agree with me, but I don't know if this is really. I mean, in MLB, low-hanging fruit was just starting pitchers usually who were very clear auto fades and sometimes very clear auto play-ons. In this situation, it's not necessarily because of the teams involved, but because of the situation, and that would be the Chicago Blackhawks, right? They're highly rested. They're very rested. They're pissed off. They're surly. They've been losing a bunch of games in a row. Philadelphia has some injuries. They're very beatable, and I bet this one pretty big on the over. My max play on the overnight line, it's definitely moved since then. I think I got it at like 134 or something like that. So I got the opening line, got a good line on it. It's moved up, but I would still bet at the line it is right now, which would be minus 143 at betonlinesportsbetting.ag, and I would take it on the puck line. Is this low-hanging fruit, Jim?
This is low-hanging fruit.
Yeah,
you are absolutely right. The issue with the Flyers, and the reason why they're in such big trouble, is the injuries on the back end. Ghost Despair, McDonald out with injuries, which means 4 of the team's 7 active defensemen are rookies. That is bad. Nolan Patrick's also out with an injury. Brian Elliott is starting and has not looked very good. Philadelphia continues to be the goalie graveyard it's been for decades, since Ron Hextall, I guess. He's got a 3.23 goals against average, 884 save percentage. So I'm not only taking the Blackhawks by the puck line as an official pick, I am also taking the over.
Yes, that's the other one that I bet. I did bet that one as well. I bet the over. I felt like that one was not necessarily a no-brainer, but a solid play. And I guess I will be on that one as well. And I also said that by the implication, the team total over would be good as well. It's not 3, it is 3.5, but plus 146. I don't think I'm going to double up on or triple up on it though.
I'm not going to triple up on it either.
All right, I'm going to take the Blackhawks -1 though. That will be minus 143 on the money line part, and the puck line part of that will be plus 200 at the Greek. And I will also take the over, which is 5.5 minus 114. Jim is on the over as well. And Jim, how do you want to go on Chicago?
Puck line.
All right, Chicago puck line. That's going to be plus 200
like it.
At the Greek. Of course, line shopping is the name of the game in sports betting. I am using SBR odds for all of these lines, line shopping for the best available line. And to find out about all these books that we discuss, go to sportsbookreview.com, where you can find out all the very important information that you need to know about all these books. And if you want to get personal opinions, you can go to the forums and people talk about their experiences with all these books. Sportsbookreview.com. That was a pretty good plug, right?
That was a great plug.
So I'm on Chicago -1. Jim is on the Chicago puck line, which is plus 200 at the Greek best line. We are both on the over at 5.5 minus 114, and then I don't know. I guess I'll pass on the team total, but 3.5 plus 146. I'm sure that other places have 3 at like minus 110 or something like that. What do you think about that?
I think it's a good play. The issue is just tripling up.
Yeah.
I finally got back in the black, and I don't want one mistake, one game to.
Speaking of being in the black, let's take a few seconds to announce our records in NHL, right? My record in NHL, 31-26, but that's an average line of plus 105, so that's plus 7 units, plus 11% ROI. Jim, 39-38, but that's an average line of plus 102, and that is plus 2.3 units, plus 2.5% ROI, which is very nice considering only a few days ago Jim was negative. So the last 3 days have been killer for Jim the Bag. Nice job, Jim. We knew the breaks were going to go your way. As we were talking about it, we were like, yes, you're negative units, but the way the games have gone, you've come out on the wrong side of a couple of lucky breaks as far as puck lines were concerned, as far as overtimes were concerned, and we thought that those things were going to even out, which they do in hockey. A lot of volatility in hockey, and Jim, your early season results are very illustrative of that, right?
Yeah, I do think things can change so quickly, especially on days like this when there's so many games that I like. So it feels so nice. Yes. I can sleep at night knowing I'm in the black, but I know that it's...
Maybe we should write a song called It Feels So Nice. I know I can sleep at night knowing I'm in the black.
Well, you have a great
We should write some gambling
voice.
songs, right?
We should write some gambling songs.
I can sleep at night knowing I'm in the black. Something like that. All right, so
man, let's get the Jameson.
Let's do it. Yes,
fucked up, man.
Another bet that I made on the overnight was the under in Nashville, San Jose. Let's talk about that one, Jim. Obviously, San Jose has been winning. You were kind of down on them to start the year, and they haven't been that bad. They haven't been awesome, but they haven't been that bad. Nashville definitely been having problems scoring, though. Pekka Rinne definitely picking it up, and Jones, of course, in goal for San Jose has been playing lights out. I'm not exactly sure how long that's going to be able to continue, but I did take a shot with the under. I got a a pretty good line. I think I got 113 on it, under 5.5 minus 113. It's now down to about, well, we're still 114 at betonlinesportsbetting.ag. And I would also be leaning to the first period under. When I took the Kings under a few days ago, I also had the first period under, and that was on Monday actually, because I gave it in the Donnie morning show, and I said I like the first period under more. First period was scoreless, and the full game wound up going over with an empty netter, 4-2. So I'd be leaning under here. I did bet that one, and the first period under, which I will bet as soon as this show's over. As far as the side is concerned, my gut's telling me that it might be a bounce back spot for Nashville. But what's your take on this one, Jim?
You're right. I was not high on the Sharks coming into the season, and they had a good road trip. Yeah. Then they came back, beat the Leafs 3-2 on Monday night. Big Joe Thornton is turning back the hands of time, points in 6 of his last 7 games. But the key for the Sharks is Martin Jones is playing very well. He's allowed just 9 goals in his last 6 games. Now, the Predators are coming off a bad home loss, but it was their backup goaltender in net. They are 7th in goals allowed and 7th in power play. That is a recipe for wins in the NHL. Pecorine, as I said, was not in goal for the loss, had a very good start to the season. I see the under as a very good play, but I am going to take a shot with the Nashville Predators.
That's what I was thinking as well.
On the road. I think this is a good spot. And I still don't trust the Sharks. As you know, they're a slow, old hockey team, and they have a lot of veteran leadership. So they're not going to have big slumps, and they're going to be able to they're an okay team.
Yeah.
But I think the Predators could be a very good team.
Well, the best line is plus 122. I did bet this one on the overnight line, and I didn't get a very good line. I think I got plus 112 or something like that. Now it's all the way up to a plus 122. And what do you think about maybe the Sharks team total under, which would be under 2.5, plus 131?
I think that is a
decent play.
I think that play makes sense. I think it makes a lot of sense. I mean, I think Pecorine. I think the actual full game under is probably the best play out of the two. I think it's going to be a tough game. But if anybody was going to break out and put some pucks in the net, I really think it'll be these Nashville Predators.
Right. Okay, so you're just going to take Nashville plus 122, and you're not going to touch the under.
That's right. But my lean would be on the under, but I'm just going to stick with the Predators.
See, this is one of these games where I have slight leans to 4 different plays. They're all related. I have a lean to Nashville. I have a lean to the San Jose team total under. I have a lean to the under and the first period under. I could give it all, but I don't want to quadruple up. Although I could quadruple up. I mean, I've been wanting to give my leans more in NHL because my leans have been killing it in NHL, even more than my regular picks. But I don't know if I want to give all 4 of those. I mean, what's your sense? I hate it when I give an under and I try to get too cute. I give the first period under and it winds up being like 2-0 after the first period and then goes under, and then I'm like, why did I do that? But on the other hand, the opposite can happen too, which happened in the LA Kings game. What's your sense on this one? Is your sense that both teams are going to have a hard time scoring here? And what's your take on Martin Jones? Is he for real?
I definitely think Martin Jones is for real. I think these are arguably the 2 hottest goaltenders in the NHL.
Right. So
the more I talk about it, the more I want to take the under. Martin Jones clearly, he's had 2 completely different halves to this short season. He was very susceptible in the first half, and now he's looking very good. He's somewhere in between. And my worry is just that the Predator, if anybody was going to light it up, it'd be Nashville. I do not think San Jose is going to be able to score over 2.5 goals. Now, the only worry I would have with the San Jose situation is a 2-2 hockey game, or the Sharks leading 2-1 with a minute left and pulling the goalie,
which is entirely possible. All right, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I will try to get a little bit cute. I bet the under on the full game, and I'll be betting the first period under as well. For my official pick, I will give the first period under 1.5 minus 105. If it loses, I'll eat 1.05 units. So I'll definitely be on the first period under. As far as the side is concerned, my gut tells me to take Nashville. I was thinking maybe about, what do you think about Nashville on the plus 1.5 line, because those can be very tricky, but this definitely feels like one of these games where if San Jose wins, it'll be like in overtime or something like that. What's your take on that?
Well, what's the number? Are you going?
Well, the number, and sometimes I do like a +1, so Nashville will be like -170 at the +1. The +1.5 line where you win, even if Nashville loses by 1, is all the way up into the 250s or 245 at Pinnacle. But I would be thinking taking Nashville at +1, which would be about, I think, 160 or 170.
I think that the danger that we will always find is the empty net goal.
Yes.
And it's just it's imminent danger.
Yeah. All right. I will go on Nashville on the money line with you. If it loses, I'll eat the unit. Nashville +122 and the first period under 1.5 -105. And I would also have a lean to the under on the full game and the San Jose team total under as well. All right. Now let's move on to Pittsburgh Edmonton. This is a very interesting game. I'm not going to touch this one at all. Pittsburgh is having some serious issues offensively, and Edmonton's been having some serious issues offensively as well. But both teams just in their lineup look like they should be explosively scoring or have the capability to be explosively scoring at any time. The last time they met was very low scoring, and that was a game where I took the under. And did you go on the under with us last time? Because I took the under, and a bunch of people in the comment section said they liked the under as well. There was one guy who said, remember, one guy said 6.5 goals, way too high.
Yeah.
I remember that comment. I don't remember if you tailed it, but the point is that we were on it. But still, both these teams can a big offensive explosion would not be a surprise at any time. And adding it into that is that Pittsburgh is off of a big blowout loss. They've been blown out twice this year, bounced back the next game with a win, and wouldn't be surprised if in this game it came because of an offensive explosion. So this is going to be a pass for me, but if you have anything to say, it's very interesting. Do you have anything to say about it, Jim?
I do, and I have an official pick. I'm also going to put this bottle away before I start drinking it.
Okay. All right.
I'm going to take the under in this game.
Okay.
First off, the Oilers have 22 goals this year. It's the fewest in the NHL. And they look bad. They're 31st in goals, 23rd in goals allowed, 29th in power play, and 30th in penalty killing. That is a recipe for losses. McDavid and Draisaitl are scoring, but no one else is. There was just a scathing article written about Peter Chiarelli's moves the last 2 seasons, and I agree with the article completely. He can't reasonably think they can score with Maroon and Lucic, Cassian, and Kagula playing big minutes. I think they've made a mistake. I think it all started with the Taylor Hall move. Number 1 overall picks are hard to find. Now, I know that cost control young defensemen are also hard to find, but not as hard to find as number 1 overall picks. Now, the Penguins are still searching for a backup goalie, but that's about their only issue. They're missing Schultz and Hunwick on the back end, but I think they're going to be just fine. And I've hit with them 2 games in a row on the under. And when they play guys like McDavid and Draisaitl, they really try to shut the ice down and not allow space for these 2 big, fast forwards. And the under, it's 6. I think that's a really nice spot, and I'm going to take the under here.
All right, 6 -113 is the best line right now at Pinnacle. That's what I was thinking as well. I was just worried that it's a little bit too obvious and that the rosters of both teams indicate that at some point an offensive explosion could be in the offing, but you think that that's not likely to happen here.
The Oilers are a big, slow hockey team now with the fastest player in the NHL. But Lucic, Cassian, these guys are big, tough forwards, and Pittsburgh can play like that. And they will close off all the space for McDavid and Draisaitl. They're a poised, veteran team, and they will not, under any circumstances, open it up against that first line. And that's it. Now, Edmonton separated McDavid and Draisaitl on the power play units. They're panicking because they have no secondary scoring, and there's no secondary scoring on their roster, and they don't have a lot. They're going to have to trade a first-round pick to get anything.
I'm thinking about whether I should tail you on this one or not, because I had it the first time. Why wouldn't I take it here? It just feels like there might be a little bit of a change here, but all right, I will...
These 2 teams played a very tight game a week and a half ago. It was 2-1. Penguins won in overtime or shoot. I can't remember exactly. But I see the same type of game happening again.
Yeah.
The reason why the 6 total is not 5.5 is just because of guys like McDavid.
Right.
Names.
And Crosby. All right, I'll take it. I'll go on it. I'll tail you as well. Pitt, Edmonton. That's a tail here. I mean, it's a partial tail. It's a lean. It's a lean, but on my own. And I think I did actually bet it a little bit on the overnight line just because I had to. But it's just something about it makes me feel like it's just trappy considering how the first game went. But okay. Yes. Okay. Let's see. Pitt Edmonton under 6 minus 113. Some people are talking about me in the chat. I want to go check that out. But all right, so Pittsburgh Edmonton. Jim and I are both on the under 6 minus 113. Okay, I'm trusting you here on this one. But if it loses, don't worry about it. Not at all a problem. Then the fourth game, New Jersey Vancouver, and similar to the Pittsburgh Edmonton game, being sort of an obvious play on the under, but I was double thinking myself, and maybe it's trappy. New Jersey Vancouver seems like a little bit of an obvious play on the over at 5.5. I did bet that one. Obviously, New Jersey scoring a lot. Vancouver picked it up a bit offensively recently. And what do you think about the over 5.5 here?
I'm not comfortable with the Canucks offense. And I know they have a couple games where they put up big numbers, but the Canucks are third in the league in goals against and 8th in penalty killing. I think they're going to be very valuable as an under team moving forward. Now, the reason why I won't make an official pick right now is because the Devils are a high-flying offensive team. Taylor Hall, as we just spoke about, 13 points in 10 games. You know, well, the Canucks are getting Brock Boeser back. Markstrom looked really good in the shootout loss, and he's concerned about keeping his job. I think he's going to play well.
Right.
I can't trust the Canucks to score goals, but I can trust the Canucks to keep goals out of their net. And so because of the Devils' high-flying nature, I'm just not going to make an official pick. And
I was thinking maybe it's a good spot. Yeah, Markstrom is been playing well, and he might be about to go on an extended run of excellent play. Do you think that's possible?
I think that is possible. Now, he was the goalie of the year in the AHL 2 years ago, and we thought we had a star coming up on our hands in Vancouver, and we don't know if that is the case anymore. He's still, I mean, if you look at the two goalies that we have, Nilsson has 2 shutouts this year. Markstrom has never had a shutout in the NHL in over 70 games. But if you are the goalie of the year in the AHL, that usually means that you will transition to an elite goalie in the NHL. And I expect that to happen at some point. Now, I don't know if that's this year or next year, but I do believe that Markstrom will become a top-flight goaltender in the NHL at some point.
Okay. All right. So excellent. All right. So let's see. So we're going to pass on this one then.
Pass.
All right. And then the fifth game, I didn't look at it. Didn't have an overnight line. Toronto against Anaheim. Kind of some weird opening lines here. I'm seeing minus 102 for Toronto, minus 108. So close to even at BetOnlineSportsBetting.ag. Do you have anything to say about this one, Jim?
Well, yeah, the Ducks are playing so well. They just won 3 of 4 on a tough Eastern swing, and then they lose Ryan Getzlaf again. He takes a puck to the face, out for 3 games. He's had such a hard luck year. It means Ricard Raquel will center the top line with Perry and Ritchie. The Leafs are scuffling. 18 shots on goal is all they could do against the Sharks. They've lost 3 straight. They've been held to 7 goals in 3 games. I mean, this is a very tough spot. Now, because of no Getzlaf, my lean is to go under, but I just can't make that move because Getzlaf, even though he's an offensive forward, he's extremely important down low, and he wins faceoffs. He's always out there for the big draws, and I'm just going to leave this game alone.
Okay, sounds good. So, Jim, we wind up actually being on a lot of plays together. Jim, you're on the Chicago puck line, the Chicago over, Nashville at plus 122, and Pitt Edmonton under 6 minus 113. That's it, right?
That is it.
And I'm on Chicago minus 1, also the Chicago over. So those are 2 plays I'm on Jim with. I'm also on Nashville plus 122. I'm on the first period under in the Nashville game. And I'm also on the under 6 minus 113 in the Pitt Edmonton game with Jim. All right, so we're on mostly the same plays tonight, Jim. I hope that everything turns out okay for us in the end. The only thing I'm just like, the Pitt Edmonton game is just one where it's just like my gut is telling me that it just seems too obvious. Pittsburgh's score been so bad offensively recently, but don't worry about it.
I don't think the NHL works like that.
Yeah,
the Penguins weren't out at a nightclub in Edmonton last night.
Right.
I just don't think there's that concern like there is that concern in the NBA. In this game in the NHL, I feel like what you see is what you get. Yeah. These guys are straightforward. And the Pens are going to play a tight game against the Oilers. And that I can count on. Yes. I can count on the Pens trying to shut down McDavid.
Absolutely.
Hey guys, thanks for tuning in to our channel. Now, we've put a lot of work into producing all these free videos, so please help us out and keep all our content free for you forever by simply liking, sharing, commenting, and subscribing. Now, not to mention, a visit to our industry-leading website will warm the hearts of all our SBR employees, especially myself. Now, the links are over there to the left, so do check those out. Thanks for watching.